What's going on, everybody? My name is Marcus. Welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a day in the life video. These videos, I go over whatever questions you guys ask, try to give you guys a behind the scenes look at what it looks like to be a six-figure reseller on eBay. Hopefully that provides value for you guys. Didn't receive a lot of questions from you guys in the last video or so we're just going to freestyle it today as I usually do. Got 50 items here laid out for the first VA. I'll send these photos to my VA in Pakistan after I take all of them, obviously. Then after I upload them, I'll move on to taking either my sets of photos, or I'll double check with my nephew and make sure and see if he wants to take any photos. And if he does, then I'll send him 45 or so more. We're gonna jump into the computer. I've already launched my scheduled listings. Had a couple of offers. One canceled on me already this morning, so no sales overnight. Here we are, $0 to start the day off, which, you know, the trends have kind of been starting to go down for me. We had a day of 780 Monday of last week, and then it's just been kind of like all over the place since then. Tuesday was 503. Wednesday was 618. Then we had Thursday or Friday was 487. Saturday 485. This past Sunday was 630. Mother's Day. Then Monday was 475. Tuesday, which was yesterday, was 502, and today we're at $0. So I was up to like 700s, high 600s, high 700s for a good 3-week run there, man. So I was kind of enjoying that. But so while I was enjoying high $700 sales and $600 sales, all I'm gonna do is keep on pushing, accept offers when they come in, continue to list quality items that people are in the market for. You know, you can't expect to sell something that nobody wants. And do the best that I can to provide a great customer service on eBay, good value for the buyer, and especially in these summer months coming up, got to do everything we can to combat the summer slowdown. So yeah, got this shirt right here in the mail. This shirt was it was a false Eyenet. The buyer said that it smelled like perfume and it smelled bad. I don't smell anything. All I smell is beard oil, honestly. So I mean, that's not really, I'm not the one to be asking, but it smells like a normal shirt to me. And the fabric, the laundry soap that all this stuff gets washed in doesn't have a scent either that I know of. But anyway, the buyer opened a Eyenet, said that that they didn't like the smell, or something I think they said doesn't work or defective. Let me double check real quick. I really believe they said doesn't work or defective for that return. So here we go. Doesn't match description or photos. How does the item smell not match description or photos? So I reported the buyer by not refunding their original shipping. Then I put in the notes that the item matches the description exactly. The buyer returned it because they didn't like the smell of the item, and that was the detergent that I used to clean the item based on eBay's policies, is exactly what I said in the return notes. And of course the buyer immediately opened the case on me, which is pretty fast. Like, usually the buyers don't really open cases when you withhold their when they know they're in the wrong. At least they don't usually open cases. I've had 2 people open cases. This person opened the case and eBay immediately shut it down and was like, we refunded the buyer the money. You don't have to do anything, and this case will not go against your seller metrics. Your seller metrics. So that's how you fight an Eyenet, guys. You don't sit there and just like, oh, woe is me, you know, I got an Eyenet. You know, if you're like, you're good for it, eat it. But if you're not good for it, don't refund the buyer their original shipping, and then put in the notes why you're withholding the original shipping. Usually eBay is going to knock that off for you. So tips and tricks, learned here at Dixon's Pickens. Hopefully it helps you save some Eyenots and defects on your account. Hopefully it helps you save some money in the long run. So, so I'm watching this video from James, my boy in Reseller Life. It was released 19 hours ago at the time of this filming. The video is called, "Will the category changes hurt today's eBay sales?" And one of the topics he touched on in the video really resonates with me because at this point in the video, 29 minutes and 47 seconds, he's talking about people that come from a negative walk of life, like from the streets, breaking into houses, committing crimes, stealing, like doing things of that nature and stuff to get over in life, get what they need out of life, out of selfish reasons. And me personally, that's how I got into eBay in the first place. I come from a sketchy, super sketchy robbery, drug selling, breaking and entering, that type of past. That was my past. For years of my life, I was in the streets committing crimes, multiple felonies, trafficking of controlled substances, those types of things I've been to jail for. In around the time that all this COVID stuff happened, I Googled how to make money from home because I start feeling the pressure, you know what I mean? Like I knew that I wasn't making enough money at a legit job. And my job had closed down from COVID. I was working kitchen manager at Golden Corral, and I tried starting multiple small businesses, cleaning windows. Miserable work, especially out in the hot sun, and you're out here squeegeeing windows like some clown. So I start feeling the pressure, like, man, I gotta go back to what I know. But the whole time I'm a Christian, so it's like I can't go back to what I know because what I know is illegal and it's hurting people, you know what I mean? So I Googled how to make money from home. Let me turn this AC off. I Googled how to make money from home, and reselling popped up. A lot of reselling videos. Reselling sneakers is what it started out as for me. Me living in such a small town, the only way to get sneakers in bulk was to buy them from other resellers at resale value, at market price. So there's no meat on the bones left for that. So I got into reselling everything else, became an everything seller. And lo and behold, over time, I grew into becoming a clothing seller. But I say all that to say, James is talking about how you kind of got to take your destiny into your own hands, and you got to be the one to get out and get it because no one's going to help you. And I kind of agree with that to a degree because no one's going to come list these items for me, unless I pay them. Me building this eBay business from the ground up was something that I had to get out there and physically do. I couldn't just have money to invest into the business, not go out and source and expect items to come to me, not list the items once I got them and expect them to get listed, and then just expect to have this super successful eBay business. It just doesn't work like that. You really got to get out there in the mud, go get the items, go source, go to yard sales, go to the bins, go wherever you do, sit at home, do online arbitrage, find the items. Then once you have them, you got to process those items. Then once you process them, you got to list them. You know what I mean? Like there's parts of this stuff that you physically have to put the action behind in order to succeed. And if you don't do that, you're not going to eat. You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, I totally agree with what he's saying as far as, putting the work in, because nobody's giving out handouts these days. But as far as help, there's tons of helpful people out there. James is one of them. He helps people on his videos all the time. I help people on my videos all the time. That's what my channel is about, helping people grow their reselling business. Bo Johnson, my colleague, that's what he does too. Reaches out, we put these videos out, this content out, these vlogs, these lives, story views, and all that stuff to help people grow their businesses. And on top of that, we also offer a Patreon. If you guys want to come and get the fast track to grow your business, help you grow to 6 figures, we offer a Patreon for that to try to help you guys and hold you guys accountable, because at the end of the day, all the information's free. anytime that I've set to accomplish a goal or to achieve a task or to learn how to do something, I've put money behind it in multiple different avenues in my life. And every time that I put that money behind it, I've achieved that goal because I have something in the mix. You know what I mean? Like what's the terminal? I have a dog in the fight. I have something to hold me accountable. And so accountability for me is key. It's what helps keep me on track in life. So if you guys want accountability, if you guys want to have help, have assistance, be able to have a direct line to Bo Johnson and myself and dozens of other members in this Patreon, I suggest that you guys check out the free trial. There's a 7-day free trial for a limited time. You guys can try the group out. If you don't like it, you don't have to pay. And if you do like it, it's only $1 a day. So consider checking it out. Hopefully we'll see you over there. So real quick before I go live on Patreon, I got these leggings, right? Just Nike Pro pants, and I was gonna list these as women's just because, you know, they just look really girly-ish and they're cropped, they're short. But if you guys don't know, sorry about the real extreme close-up of my face there. If you guys don't know, Nike has these tags underneath the content care tag with serial numbers on there to where you can look an item up on online. So I did that, and lo and behold, these are Nike Pro men's training tights, and there's photos of dudes wearing them. So if you guys didn't know, Nike does have security or social security. It does have a number and a style code. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Nike has a style code underneath the tag or on the back of the tongue of all their products that you can look items up to see exactly what they are, the name that they are, whatever information you need to know. Just one of the handfuls of brands that do actually give you the knowledge that you're looking for. So save myself from listing an item in the wrong category. Now I got to jump over into this Patreon live call, morning call, and give some peeps some education. Alrighty, Patreon call is done. Just got a great resource from Bo Johnson inside of the call this morning on an article for keywords that I had no idea existed, like hundreds of them. So I should be able to optimize some of my listings and get some of my old inventory to start moving. These keywords could really help my items sell because a lot more people will be able to find them based on these new trendy keywords that all the people are using out here in the search realm of things. So yeah, I'm gonna finish taking these. I got like, you know, 10, 15 more items here. I think maybe less than that to photo. And then I'm gonna go load up all this stuff in the car and get it to the storage unit. I did, like, if you guys remember, I was only able to fit 4 boxes in my car, but now that I have an SUV, I'll be able to load up this stuff, that box right there, which is all shipping supplies and Amazon delivery stuff that I gotta take to the storage unit as well. And then I've got this box, and then I'll have a partial box. Actually, the partial box will stay here, but 6 boxes, 7 boxes will go in the car. And it's definitely a game changer for me to be able to not have a tiny little car anymore. So really happy about that. All right, guys, so you guys remember the little tiny car that I had? Now I have this SUV. It'll fit plenty of inventory in here. Let me show you guys. All those boxes that I had in the house fit in here with room for a couple more or several IKEA bags. At least 4 to 5 can fit back here easily, maybe even 6. Just depends on how filled up they are. And then there's still space in the back seat for more inventory. Then I can fold these seats down to extend the yeah, I'm not gonna go through all that, but you guys take my word for it. These seats fold down, so I could also put even more inventory in here, and then I could just put some in the passenger seat as well. So all around, I'm gonna be able to fit a lot more items in here. It's gonna be a lot better on me when I go thrifting. A lot less of a cramped space to maneuver around in this vehicle right here. So we're gonna get over to the storage unit right now. 450,000 views. Thanks to all you guys. You guys are the best. All right, turn on hotspot. Got sidetracked. That's how easy it is to get sidetracked. That's why you don't list from your phone, because you get distracted about notifications. So an update for today so far, it's 27 orders that have to go out, with a total of 34 so far, and we are at $83.98, but it says it's something just sold awaiting payment. I got 15 items awaiting payment right now. A lot of people are buying stuff but not paying for it, so kind of, you know, not even kind of super aggravating, but there's nothing I can really do about it. Crying about it doesn't help, won't change anything. So all I can do is just do my part and pack these orders. So we're gonna hop into these items. I don't think I'm gonna go through every single one of them because I have to consolidate that entire storage unit over there still, and that takes time. So I'll probably just fly through these orders. Let's see what's sold. A pair of American Eagle denim shorts. So we'll see what happens. Sold a couple of pairs of shoes. These Crocs Adrena sold for 27 bucks. And then these Skechers, let's try that again. These Skechers sold for $10, which, you know, kind of blows because that's actually what I paid for these shoes from Eric Red Mountain Resale. I paid $10 a pair of shoes for a box of 20 pairs of shoes. Those sat for, I want to say, a good 15-16 months before finally selling. So made $0 on that transaction. Next item is Nike Legacy hat. The hat's kind of consistent still, but since I haven't listed any more in a while, this is the one I thought it was, Carfax. Since I haven't listed any more hats, since I ran out of the hats that I listed, sales have kind of tapered back off again. So as I say all the time, you don't need to list every day to sell items, right? But if you sell in a category and you want traction in that category every single day, you're probably best off listing in that category every day. So I don't sell shoes every day. I don't sell hats every day. That's because I don't list in either one of those categories every day. So this Nike hat is the one that sold. It's a Legacy 91, whatever it's called, Legacy 91, I believe. And it sold for, come on, man. Sold for $10. Legacy 91 baseball cap. So these weigh like next to nothing, so they cost next to nothing whenever I get them at the bins. That's where I got that one at. So I'll pick them up every time I see them. Although I don't go through the hat section at the bins, I find them mixed in with clothing. Next item, 11393. This is a shirt I also find all the time at the bins. 11393 YMCA employee shirt. Some kid messaged me. It could have not been a kid, could have just been lying to me. Said that I'm a college student, I just start working at the YMCA and I need staff shirts. Sent me a $5 offer, so I accepted. So he could not be a staff member or a student staff member. It could be a full-grown adult trying to just get one over on my good nature. So I don't know. So this Carhartt sweatshirt got the spell out logo. You can't see it on the chest right there, but simple, plain, basic Carhartt spell out logo. Sold for 20 bucks. I could have held out and waited for a higher amount, but why when it's summertime? Got these Tommy Hilfiger sweatpants I got from my brother. Those sold for $11.25. Got these American Eagle black skinny jeans. Don't remember where I got them. I think it was the bins. Those sold for $20. Got these Levi's. Don't know the model because the tabs wore off. Levi's $5.59. These I got from the bins. Sold for a best offer of 18 bucks. Then Lucky Brand jeans, $14.952. Now these Lucky Brands are Lucky Brand 410 Athletic Fit. They are a bigger size. Remember how I've been on a rant about bigger size jeans? These are 42-30. Remember how I've been on a rant about items making it all the way to this shelf right here, which is the first original shelf, and going on sale for like 75% off. So they weren't a good pickup. So I did eBay research, which I haven't been doing because, you know, I pick up the same items over and over and over again. So I looked these Levi's. I'm so used to selling Levi's. I looked these Lucky Brand jeans up. The 410 Athletic Slim at a 42.30, and the sell-through was ridiculous on them. I picked up 2 pairs of these at the bins on Monday. Listed them, and they sold already. Today's what? Today's Wednesday. So, and this was last Monday. I want to make clear. So, just a little over a week and 3 days, and these already sold for $18.75. I have another pair. Hopefully, they sell as fast too. All right, guys, I got all the orders pulled right here. Got a box for these Crocs. Although those might fit in one of these, but this is for the hat. eBay supplies with my store coupon, and these will be for the Crocs, and then this is for the Skechers. I do keep these shoe boxes on hand from the USPS for free to ship these shoes in, and if you're wondering what the noise is, that's Bo Johnson doing store reviews every Wednesday, guys, at noon. I don't know what time that is. 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time he goes live. So I'm gonna go ahead and print these orders out and keep listening to this live stream. So I ended up putting the Crocs in a poly bag because it was a first class item, and I think that they would have been too big in here, too much wiggle room, and it would have been slightly heavier than a pound. So I'm going to head ship these in this poly bag here to save a few dollars. So I was discussing in the Patreon this morning about buying supplies in bulk, right? So I get these from the Fuchsery 10 by 13 inches poly bags, 200 at a time, and I order these in bulk. So whenever I run, so I have several of these that just came in the mail, but if this was the last bag, as soon as I open this, I'm ordering another package of them, so that way I never run out of supplies, because running out of supplies is not fun. Same thing with these labels right here. I buy them 2,000 at a time. This is a 1,000 label stack. As soon as I open the next 1,000 label stack, I would order another 2,000. But I showed you guys that box of supplies earlier at my house. These bags and those labels are in there, so I don't have to order anymore until I open another pack. All right, guys, orders are packed up, storage units are sealed up. Time to get these items to the post office. So one of the topics or a question I received from one of the viewers of the channel was how to determine vintage tags from modern tags. So when I get back from the post office, we'll jump into the computer and I'll show you guys some different tags and years that the tags were made to kind of help you guys learn some vintage tag knowledge. So just for a little bit of context, this is 4 bags of inventory right here stored in here, and I could still drive with these boxes in here and still be able to see straight out the back. So makes it a lot safer to drive. Loading all that stuff up in the back of my car to where I can't see out the window, it's definitely dangerous for you, boy. Okay, guys, so here on the screen, what we have are some vintage Nike tags. So we got a little bit of made in Japan, made in USA, made in Brazil, which I've never seen this Nike tag before. So maybe be on the lookout for that. That's probably going to be very, very rare. Made in the USA, Nike sportswear on a yellow tag. I've never seen that either. Nike Japan, I know can go for pretty good money. Nike Oregon USA, made in Italy. Never seen that either. So this is going to be something you guys want to do. Just hop on the old Google machine and just look around, see what pops up, and you might be surprised at what you see. Things that you consider not worthy of picking up can be good things to pick up. So different variations of tags: white tag, gray tag, silver tag, whatever you want to call it. We have, let's see if I can find more by the year. It's really easy to find stuff on Google. Just search for it. So the first tag that I was saying that I've never seen before, 1978 to 1980. We have this white one made in the USA, was used from 1980 to 1983. The blue is 1984 to 1988, and then the silver was 1989 to 1993. Let's see if we can find some more information on this. Maybe this one looks cool. Nope, that's kind of everything. Vintage Nike shirt tag. Let's see. So we got the white one, made in the USA. This is a variation of all the ones I just told you about. Nike, made in the USA. Let's see if we can. So you just want to get on here. Get on there, look around, and find tags that you don't see all that often. Nowadays, anything like this with the tag that's ironed on, that's modern. No question about it. This is vintage, made in the USA. Blue tag. Let's see here. We got single stitch clothing. Is the type of knitting on the sleeve. You see this one single strand of stitching. Modern items have, unless it's a modern recreation, they'll have two strands of thread on the sleeves as well as on the hem at the bottom. So single stitch all around. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Single stitch all around is going to be more vintage than single stitch on the sleeve and still double stitch on the hem down here at the bottom. Let's see. We can look at. We could try to find vintage gilding tags or giant tags. I typed this in for you guys. Usually giant tags are going to be something great. I don't think, yeah, it says giant is defunct, so not going to be around anymore, I believe. I know that when I see it, I pick it up. Made in the USA. This is what the tag looks like. You'll see these a lot on band tees and some like this Batman Forever shirt. That's a giant tag. Let's see. It's made by the company Toltex, which I think I have that up here as well. Vintage Hanes. This diagram right here shows Hanes tags. Vintage, made in the USA, 1989, 1990, 1991. See how they change as they go along. 1992, 1993, 94, 95, 96, 97. So if you're seeing any of these tags, they'll be vintage. Not a lot of bangers are coming on Hanes tags in my experience so far. We got some jerseys. Jerseys by Russell. Russell Athletic. These I find quite a bit. I find these as well. The made in the USA jerseys tags with the grid marks behind it. On a lot of basic vintage tees on jerseys tags. Another one is going to be Toltex. This is more modern on the end of vintage, more like early 2000s, made in Mexico, of USA fabric. Toltex. Let's see. Made in USA. The paper tag usually indicates vintage as well. Usually, I say usually because there's outliers to everything. Sorry. But the cloth tags are more modern on most things. Let's see here. We got this Toltex tag, made in the USA. What's this? Vintage Gilding. Did I look this up already? I don't think we looked at this already. Vintage Gilding. Gilding's another blank. This is what Kanye uses to make his clothing, or was using. Gilding is worth $4 billion or either $6 billion because they're the most used blank company around. Made in USA, 1995, 1996 was starting to be made in Mexico of USA components. Same with 97, all the way up to 2000s. Let's see, the 2000 tag. That didn't help none. 2000 tag was made in Haiti. So if you see some of these tags that look like this with items assembled in Haiti of Canadian components, still vintage. We have this Nicaragua tag. assembled in Nicaragua, Canadian components, 2000. So just get on Google, type in the tags you're looking for, and you'll be surprised at what you're passing up on. Let's see, vintage fruit of the loom. So vintage fruit of the loom tags. Guarantee you pass this one up all the time. Fruit of the loom best. You're passing this one up all the time. These lofties, I know you guys are passing these up because you don't think they're worth anything. So I just made you guys a lot of money just by looking up some of these tags here. And these are just the ones that everybody's passing up because they don't think they're anything of value. Obviously, you're going to look for vintage Nike, vintage Adidas, vintage Polo. You're going to look for that stuff. But this is the stuff people sleep on right here. These Gildan tags, these Hanes tags, these Fruit of the Loom tags, things like that, Totex tags, Giant tags. People are sleeping on this stuff because they're looking for clear, obvious indication of vintage items, and these are very, very slept on. Let's see. Vintage polo tags. I'm by far no expert on this stuff, guys, so this is just the easiest way to do research. Vintage made in the USA polo. Let's look at this. So we got 1970s, late 1970s, 1980s Polo Western. If you see Polo Western, pick it up. Chaps Ralph Lauren, 1983. Then the mid 80s was the blue tag with the silver. Same with the 80s. This one right here, made in the USA. If you see it, pick it up. Lacoste, that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Where'd that thing go? Oh, right here. Then we got late 1980s Ralph Lauren Country. That can do okay. Ralph Lauren, lower tier brand. Lauren Ralph Lauren is also a lower tier brand, subsidiary of the company. So I just really encourage you guys to get on here, do some looking around, type in some tags, take some photos, get on eBay, compare things, look at prices of the tags that you do see. You guys will be really, really shocked at the money you've been passing up. All right, guys, as I said, I'm by far no expert in vintage. I just know a little bit enough. I just know enough to make a little bit of money selling vintage items that I find, enough to know when I should pick something up and when I should take a look at it, try to do more research to find out if it's worth good money or not. So hopefully that helps you guys. I would encourage you to spend hours, literally hours, not in one day, obviously, but spend an hour a day looking up vintage items, looking up vintage tags, what makes things worth more money when it comes to vintage, what years are more in demand than other years, and things like that. Because, you know, as time goes on, new things become vintage. Vintage is 20 years or older in the clothing category. So every year there's a whole new slew of items that become vintage. The more that we go into modern years, the more mass produced that stuff was. So just because an item is freshly 20 years doesn't mean that it's going to be worth something that was like, say, 20 years ago in the 90s. So just be in mind that all vintage is not created equal, and you have to do your own research to make your own conclusions. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on the next one. But until then, let's make this cash, guys. Peace.